Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. Breathe, Paco, breathe. Today is going to be fun because we have interesting, fun news. We have a new restaurant that we went to in Colonia Versalles that I'm dying to tell you all about. And of course, as always, it is a pleasure to meet you and see you here in these mornings where we exchange headlines from our city, our state, and our country, and we take a look at your comments, your ideas, your own news, and this all we throw together in a wonderful mix of good vibes and great opportunities to connect with one another and with the destination, of course, our city, Puerto Vallarta, as a community of English-speaking locals. Today is November 17. Yes, that's what it is. And I think I need to trim. Look at all that hair sticking out. Anyhow, this is what we do. It's a pleasure to see you. If you happen to be new to the live broadcasts, please let us know that you are new by writing the word new in your comment. We will be so very happy to give you a nice little welcome. If you have something really important that you wish to share with us, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. And that way we can look at the comment during the second half of the broadcast. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling busy all of a sudden, and it's like friends are back and there are new restaurants to check out, and there are a lot of people in town, and some mornings I wake up really excited about it, and some mornings I wake up thinking to myself, all I want to do is stay at home and hang out with Luna, who, as you can see, is just chilling next to me. But not today. Today we're going to dive into our news and all the other stuff that we prepared for you, which I hope you will enjoy. For starters, the official whale watching season is about to begin here in Puerto Vallarta. It is starting in the month of December and will continue through March. I'm sure that everybody knows about our whale watching season, but in case you don't, in case you are new to Puerto Vallarta, whales come back to our bay once a year to frolic and reproduce, and it is one of the few places around the world where we can enjoy this. Of course, tour providers are excited about this upcoming season as a number of tourists arriving in the bay seem to be higher than prior to the pandemic. And of course, for us locals, a whale watching tour is a must and definitely an item you can check off your things to do if you're a local list. And there are things to consider. Of course, there are some tour providers that are more responsible than others. For starters, you have to be officially sanctioned to offer tours. Secondly, excuse me, you can only get so close to the animals. You cannot be chasing them around, as this is forbidden. And if you're wondering who can you trust to give you a sanctioned, wonderful experience during a whale watching tour, I can wholeheartedly recommend Oscar Frey. He is Mexican but fully fluent. He has this wonderful website called Ocean Friendly Tours. And I've known Oscar for many years, and he is definitely one of the not only responsible tour guides in the Bay, but definitely one of the truly knowledgeable ones. So definitely keep that in mind should you be considering doing a whale watching tour. Okay, so now I want to show you this article that Tribuna de la Bahía published. They published this list of attractions, Mexico's most visited attractions. And I added a quote to that because the article is a kind of a mix and match of destinations and attractions, but there might be some interesting things to extract from it. So we're going to react to the article. We haven't done this in a while. We're going to scroll. They start the article by saying if you're planning to visit Mexico, you may know that it's a large country with lots of tourism attractions. It doesn't matter where you're going, but you may want to check out some of these. And they start by mentioning Cancun, which is not an attraction, it's a destination. So I'll leave it at that. I don't know that I think of Cancun as an attraction as much as it is a destination, just like Puerto Vallarta is a destination. Then they mentioned Chichen Itza. Now, this is definitely an attraction. Chichen Itza is in the middle of the jungle. It's one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. It is protected by UNESCO as heritage for the humanity. And this is definitely a gorgeous place to visit. It is worth mentioning that this particular pyramid is positioned in such a way that once a year, the sun shines upon it and casts a shade that looks like a serpent is coming down. And I'm sure that was not accidental, or so is the belief. Then they feature Playa del Carmen, which is also a destination, not so much an attraction. That said, I understand that Playa del Carmen has this beautiful promenade where you can go shopping, but Playa del Carmen itself is definitely not an attraction, but it's certainly worth visiting. Then they mentioned the cenotes de Yucatan. Cenotes are these natural caves, underwater caves that have openings. They are big water holes or water wells that are very deep, and sometimes you can go swimming in them. Sometimes you can go scuba and snorkeling inside of them. There are many of them in throughout the state of Yucatan, so it's difficult to think about which one is one to go to or not. And then they mentioned Tulum and Cozumel. These are both towns. Well, Cozumel is actually an island. These are destinations, not so much attractions. Then there's Teotihuacan, which is the pyramids right outside of Mexico City. That's definitely an attraction. It's a very popular one. It is only 50 kilometers away from Mexico City, so this is a wonderful place to visit if you've never been. And last but not least, they mention Mexico City as an attraction, which is kind of funny. The city is so large, it's impossible to think about a very specific attraction in Mexico City as there are so many. But the takeaway for me from this article is that there are so many places to visit in our country. So as your comfort level and your budget allow for it, I am visiting throughout Mexico is always something that is recommended. Moving right along, El Buen Fin, Mexico's Black Friday equivalent, starts tomorrow, goes on from tomorrow to the 21st. I went looking at the website to see if I could find a comprehensive directory of companies to find out what is being offered as a special discount, and I couldn't find such a thing. I did find a lot of articles or links within the official website that point to advice to prevent yourself from being scammed. So no directory, lots of preventions against scam. I don't know what to tell you. This is no different than the United States Black Friday. If you go out and spend money online or in stores this weekend, for starters, look for the logo located here on your screen. This is the logo for the event, but definitely buy carefully and buy responsibly. The Buen Fin starts tomorrow and continues until the 21st. It matches our long weekend, which, as you know, starts tomorrow and continues until the 21st. Why? Because we're celebrating Mexican Revolution on the 20th. The official holiday is on the 20th. The day off is on the 21st. And on Saturday, the 19th, we're going to have a Mexican Revolution special so that you can find out what we are revolting against or what was the revolution about. But now, let us take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there. Haha. The best thing about being a bot is being able to buy up Taylor Swift concert tickets, then resell them at ridiculous prices. That's the spirit, snarky weather. 26 degrees right now, feels like 28. Humidity is only 58%. How wonderful is that? And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 79. Today is going to be a clear day with a high of 29 and a low of 19. Gotta love those chilly mornings lately. Tomorrow, another clear day with a high of 29 and a low of 19. And then Saturday, same temperatures, partly cloudy, high of 29 and a low of 20. Slightly different. I correct myself. And that is, I've spent so much time laughing lately that I have to clear my throat a lot. My apologies. I want to continue by sharing the fact that it is Thursday today, and of course, that means live music at Whiskey Kitchen. Gina has published a quick guide to some of the ongoing live music performers at the restaurant, starting with Bluegrass Night tonight, featuring Bobby and the Wendigos. We had a chance to hear them last week during our meet and greet, and this was an amazing, amazing bluegrass band. Yours truly had never experienced live bluegrass before, and I was really amazed at the quality of these musicians. Tomorrow night, Whiskey Kitchen is going to feature Bobby and the Others. Sunday has Dennis and Jetta playing blues. And then Wednesday, she has Los Chinos from San Luis Potosí performing acoustic 80s, 90s music and Mexican pop. As always, I will leave you with Gina's Whiskey Kitchen Facebook page in the show notes so that you can stay in touch and find out more about these offerings as they are announced. And it is worth mentioning, if you happen to be among those people, excuse me, that weren't so happy about the tall tables at a Whiskey Kitchen, Gina has listened and she has sliced all the legs of her tall tables so that you can have a comfortable sitting down on a regular chair experience. And now I want to tell you about yet another wonderful restaurant that I discovered here in Colonia Versalles. I hadn't been out and about to new restaurants for some time, and yesterday I was determined to check out this place, and this place is called Flamboyán. It is a beautiful open-air restaurant located at the end of Francia Street in Colonia Versalles. And as you can see, it is quite open. It is beautiful and modern. They feature delicious home-style Mexican food, and it is the creation of Chef Mauricio Leal. It is quite modern. The chairs are quite comfortable. They're the Acapulco-style chairs, but they're bouncy enough that you can sit on them and be very, very comfortable. We sat around and talked for the longest time. The restaurant is open for breakfast and lunch until 4 p.m., I believe. I saw their hours on the Facebook page. And of course, I am going to share that Facebook page with you along with the show notes. It has a children's play area in case you want to visit with your family. And one of my favorite features is that all the tables have some sort of ceiling fan or fan attached to the wall, so you never feel warm. And it was very, very beautiful. At the end of the restaurant, at the back, there is a bar. The restaurant does have a cocktail menu, and they have a couple of TV screens, but it doesn't feel like a sports bar because the TVs are only are only really visible from the bar. So if you want to watch something, you sit at the bar. Otherwise, you're going to have a wonderful meal. And what did we have? Well, one of my friends had Benedictine eggs, which were actually quite lovely, as I heard. And then my other friend had ranchero style eggs. And if those refried beans that are served on the plate look a little bit on the light brown side, it is because all the refried beans served here are served with chorizo or Mexican sausage, and this is very traditional in the northern part of Mexico. And what did I have for breakfast, lunch? Well, I had something that I had never seen in Puerto Vallarta before, and I was so happy to enjoy in town for the first time. And what is this? This is machaca con huevo, but Nuevo León style, in the style of my home state. You see, machaca con huevo, for starters, machaca con huevo is scrambled eggs that are scrambled along with shredded beef stew. That's the way it is prepared here. The machaca is shredded beef, and it is cooked as a stew and is added to the eggs, and that is quite lovely. But traditional, original Nuevo León style machaca is made not with a beef stew, but with dried beef, carne seca. That's what we call it. You can get carne seca at the supermarket. It comes in plastic bags. It's essentially beef jerky, but really soft because it's already pre-shredded. And this is combined along with the scrambled eggs. What's the difference? Well, because the beef has been dried, it has a more concentrated flavor, and the end result, the machaca con huevo, when it is prepared Nuevo León style, has a very, very unique flavor that I have only enjoyed in recent years at home. So it is a pleasure to know now that there is a restaurant where you can enjoy traditional machaca. And they had all kinds of other wonderful things in the menu. They had desserts and so forth and so on. But this is another restaurant that we are happy to see in our neighborhood. And this is yet another restaurant that we're going to add to our very own guide to Versalles restaurants, which we haven't talked about in forever. And this is called Versalles for Foodies. This is Coffee and Headlines' own guide to all the best restaurants in Colonia Versalles. Each restaurant has an entry, as you can see. You can find them all in the Colonia. And for example, if I click on this one, it takes me to Siam, Cocina, Thai, Los Tules. This is Michael Beaufort's restaurant, and so forth and so on. Every restaurant features a little bit of a description, and it features a link to their Facebook page. And of course, this is what we do here at Coffee and Headlines. We produce this little handy guide to all the wonderful restaurants in the area. And in case you'd forgotten about it, I am going to leave a link to our map in our show notes today. But if in case you want to find it on the website, I'm also going to show you where you can find it on the website. If you go and load paco-ojeda.com and you click on the upper left-hand corner, here is where you can find all the different maps that we produce for you to enjoy. We have Versalles for Foodies. We have a general reference map. We have the Taco Tuesday map. We haven't gone to Taco Tuesday in a while, but still, we have over 20 great taco places throughout the city. And the taco map is also organized in a similar fashion as the other one. These are great maps because you can find them, you can enjoy them on the go. You can look at them on your phone or your tablet as long as you're connected to Wi-Fi. And this, of course, brings us to our comment section. Let's see what you have in your mind, what you're up to this morning. I see lots of good mornings. Hello, Rita. I was so happy to run into Rita at the restaurant yesterday at Flamboyán. It was great to see you. Let's see what else we have. Oh, that looks yummy, Sherry. Sherry is having hummus on pumpernickel toast this morning. That sounds delicious. Um, Hello, Mingo and Jean. It was great to meet you the other day. Yay. Let's see who else is here and what you guys are up to. Dan, thank you so very much for sending me that lovely message yesterday, and I am so glad that you are getting ready for a visit. Uh oh, Brian is coming back. Two more sleeps. I love it. Love it. Logan nails it. The transition from sloth like summer work life pacing to winter social butterflyness is real. And it's traumatizing if I can add. But it's okay. It's okay. As long as we can balance the work time and the social life and the time off, I am good with it. Let's see. Luisa, who sent me photographs of her new unfurnished rental apartment in rental house in Guadalajara, is looking for furniture. Amiga, just wait until tomorrow and hopefully you'll find something wonderful. I heard Vallarta Adventures is offering discounts. Anybody know how/where? If you are asking specifically about El Buen Fin, Pat, what I would recommend is going to their website and trying to find what their offerings are directly in their website. And that's the way I usually do it. If I'm looking for lodging specials, I check in popular hotels and so forth and so on. If you're looking for electronics, I think Amazon Mexico is having a bunch of things. So there you have it. It's unfortunate that El Buen Fin doesn't seem to have a more detailed guide so that we can find out exactly where to go. If I happen to find one between today and the end of the event, I'll be happy to share it with you all. Seems like your section of Town Paco is having a restaurant boom with more and more new selections. Ronald, it is crazy. It is crazy. There are so many new restaurants around the Versalles area and eateries and bars and so forth and so on, that it is just wonderful, because for those of us that live in this side of town, it's like we don't have to go very far if we want to have a great meal. Somebody is asking, let me put